If investors want to put in money, they look whether these countries are democracies with functioning systems and things like that or not. And if we are not, as per this VDEM and the others, then they will not send in, the FDIs won't come in and all that will happen, right?
And you see, certain default narratives will get set. Now unless you dig in that far, those default narratives will drive a lot of conversation.
Yeah.
For example, our sovereign rating, I have been saying for years, is at least 2 notches below where
we ought to be.
Now, one of the rating agencies has upgraded us, so I personally think is 1 notch down. But the others, we are still 2 notches below.
So do we battle it or do we bring out our own ratings? What should we do?
So one is that
what does America do, for example, or Europe?
So basically what you have to do is to battle it. Well, they are not going to battle it because they are beneficiaries of the system.
So what do they do to become beneficiaries?
So, well, they control the system. Look at who are the big S&P, Fitch and Moody's.
Yeah.
They are commercial organizations owned by Western shareholders.
So we have our own billionaires, no? So we should also have one.
So absolutely. So I have been thinking about this for a long time, and since I come from the financial field, and at some point I said, look, I used to be Deutsche Bank's global strategist. I'm from the pinnacle of their system. So why don't I attempt to do this? So a few years ago, I actually, over a few weekends, I created my own system and tested it, just light testing, and discovered that I can outperform all of these ratings by backtesting it. But then, you see, issuing it from the Economic Advisory Council would not work. I mean, giving sovereign ratings to ourselves and the rest of the world, not going to work. So I then said, look, a commercial organization should take this project forward. So I then thought, who could it be? Now, India's own credit rating agencies don't do sovereign ratings. This is part of the narrative thing. See, they are large companies, but we have been told ki apna Indian,
stay in your lane.
Stay on your lane. And in any case, CRISIL, which is the largest one, is owned by S&P. So I took it to CareEdge, which is the second largest, but it is Indian owned. It has some foreign shareholding, but it's basically Indian owned. So I called them in. They had come to me for some other work, and I said, look, here is a project. Would you be interested? And to their credit, they took it on, and then they ran with it. So they sort of built on the methodology I had suggested. They refined it. It's made it much more robust. Then took the data through it. I told them, don't need to forget, just use IMF data. So that nobody accuses you of bias.
Data manipulation.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they in October of 2024, they issued first, I think in April of 2024, they issued the methodology for comments, and everybody agreed it was a good methodology. So in October 2024, they issued 39 countries sovereign rating, suo motu.
Okay.
They issued it. Now, we now have 14 months of data of what happened to those sovereign ratings. Now, you'll be pleased to know that since they were issued, something like 14 credit events have happened. So either somebody got upgraded or downgraded, etc. of those 39 countries. This CareEdge model predicted every single one of them, suggesting that it is actually a better model than that of S&P, Fitch and Moody's.
Okay.
So it is outperforming that model, but we'll have to create a longer track record.
And more models, right? Like this is only for sovereign ratings.
Yeah, we can do it for democracy. We can do it. So I have now talked to a university professor, and I'm working with him to create our own democracy index. Of course, once I have created the system, I hand it to them to run, because it is not credible for me as a government economic advisor to run them. And I always make sure that model that I have put is put up for scrutiny, so that there's academic scrutiny of it. Then tell me if my model, if you think the methodology is wrong, tell me. I'll change the methodology if there's a reasonable. But after everybody agrees that this is a credible methodology, then whoever is running it puts data through it and it gives a certain result, then you have to stand by that result.
Namaste, Jai Hind. You're watching ANI podcast with Smita Prakash.
अगर हम उसको मस्जिद कहेंगे तो फिर विवाद होगा.
The issue is टूटा है क्या भारत?
400 पार का मतलब ये है कि संविधान खतरे में है.
क्या हम लोग ये निर्देश देते हैं कि फला को गिरफ्तार करके जेल डाल दें?
वही तो कह रहे हैं सब।
ये बेबुनियाद निराधार आरोप।
सच्चा सुनना चाहो देखो स्मिता प्रकाश ANI, it does not lie.